Yes, we're going to start with our Monday night social. And tonight we are talking about some of the spookiest sights in Sheffield with Sheffield Ghost Tour Guide Adrian Finney. Oh yes, that time at the start of the week where we get to know somebody from our patch with our Monday night social. Today we have Sheffield author, storyteller and ghost walk guide Adrian Finney. He is actually out right now on one of his ghost walks. And, I had a look outside. It's raining. And I'm just hoping that, it's all good. Hopefully everybody is just, excited about the mystery on the ghost walk, that they don't notice the rain too much. But, we started by talking about, finding out a bit more about him with our quick fire questions. So, Adrian, glass half empty or half full?
Half full.
Cook or to cook for?
To cook.
No company or bad company?
No company.
Winning the lottery or finding love?
Finding love.
The city or the countryside?
The city.
There was one more I wanted to get in there, but I'm going to do it. Buses, upstairs or downstairs?
Upstairs, all the way.
Oh, I like it. Oh, thank you for that. Now, I like my favourite question in the countdown is the winning the lottery or finding love. And you went for finding love.
Yeah, as I get older, I think happiness is more important than money in a lot of ways. Because money can't really buy you happiness, so you've got to pick the things that you value more so.
Ooh, that is nice. Very philosophical.
I think I'm just getting old, to be honest.
For no company or bad company, I can't remember which one you chose.
I went with no company.
Ooh, tell me more.
I think you get so many experiences when you get somebody who can be a bit loud and a bit, the kind of people you just get fed up of. I think I'd value peace over that now.
That's very true. And I recently was reading a book all about, our emotions and how we don't realize how much other people's affect us and our well-being. And so sometimes having bad company is just not good for our health.
No, definitely not.
And for the first one, for glass half empty or half full, I think you went for the half full. Or
definitely went for half full.
Oh, tell me, I like that. This is a very philosophical, I think, question. And so what made you go for half full?
I think I've had quite a lot thrown at me throughout my life. And it's made me rethink things. And I'm always now... You've always got to look on the bright side and always look at the best side of things.
I like that. And also, you prefer to cook. Did you say cook for other people?
Yes, definitely. I love cooking. Now,
what is your go-to dish? If I was going to come round to your house, what would be your go-to dish?
My go-to dish I sort of want to show off, cola fried chicken, should I say.
Cola fried chicken?
Yeah, it sounds wrong. It tastes amazing.
Oh, I'm going to have to try that.
Well, I found the recipe on BBC Food website originally and then tweaked with it a little bit. I sort of which bits work and which bit don't. And it is one of those things that when you you're frying the chicken off, you pour in the can of cola, you're thinking this is going to be awful. And then you taste it and it is amazing.
Ooh, what is the substance? Is it is it quite sticky or is it quite...
it's sort of got quite a barbecue chicken sticky texture to it.
Ooh. What do you like to have it with? More veggies or more like rice type dishes with it?
If I'm doing it, I'll do it on a wrap.
Oh, that's even nicer.
Or flatbreads or wraps is how I do it.
Oh, okay. I'm coming over to yours now. I need to try the cola chicken. So a bit about your background, because it's Halloween and I know that you're going to be going on a ghost tour when this goes out. So tell us, how are you feeling about this ghost tour tonight?
Tonight, slightly nervous because I've seen the weather forecast and about 9 it's meant to start throwing it down.
No!
Yeah, I've been doing them every night pretty much for the past week, either my own tours or I've been doing them with both universities. So I've been so busy the last week and it's been beautiful, lovely weather. And then we get to Halloween itself and the weather's just going, not tonight.
Now, fingers crossed that, the weather doesn't get too much. And what have you got planned for the walk?
Well, we have quite a nice walk. We start off in Tudor Square, so there's a lot of good stories about the Central Library there. And then we sort of do a little potted tour of the city centre, and we're taking some of the oldest bits too, because one bit we go for, you've got Paradise Square, which parts of that date back to the 1730s, and it hasn't really been touched since. You've got those beautiful, nearly 300-year-old houses along the back.
Yeah.
And then nobody quite knows why it was called Paradise Square. It's one of those little mysteries lost to time. And I like a little mystery like that. I like to try and get to the bottom of them.
100%. When you found out, was it what you expected it to be? The answer?
Well, I still haven't. That's the one I still haven't found out yet.
Oh.
I've found different competing theories, but none of them particularly sound quite right.
I'm interested in, how did you get into doing the ghost walks in the ghost tours in the first place?
It's going to sound crazy, but it was almost by accident. I've always been into like weird things like the paranormal, ghost stories, because I just love a good story. Because for me, it doesn't matter if the paranormal's real or not. There just must be a reason these stories persist. And I'm kind of all about the story. And last Halloween, we were helping out with a cat rescue. We got quite a severely injured cat, which ran up quite a high vet's bills. So I thought, what would be fun? Let's put on a ghost walk. And it went really well. And ever since then, literally every day or every other day, I've got somebody messaging me going, are you going to do another one? Are you going to do another one? So I thought, I'm going to have a go at this. Have a look at what permissions you need, all the boring red tape and paperwork, because there is a lot of paperwork behind the scenes. And then it's just sort of started early this year and it's just growing and growing from there.
Now, we're going to hear more from Adrian, including whether or not he's actually seen a ghost himself just after One Republic. I ain't worried.
The Monday Night Social.
We are deep into our Monday Night Social, where tonight we are finding out a bit more about Sheffield author, storyteller and ghost walk guide Adrian Finney. And, I asked him, has he ever seen a ghost?
We've got quite a few cats because we rescue cats, and I woke up and I could feel like a cat under my arm. So I'm stroking this cat. I open my eyes and there's just nothing there. And as I'm watching, you could see like footprints going down the bed as though a cat was walking, but you couldn't see one. And then our other cats start playing with something that they could see and I couldn't. And I'm thinking, looking back on it, I'm like, was it something paranormal or was I just half asleep and dreaming it? I can never quite answer that question to myself because I'm sure it happened, but I can't rule out that I was just dreaming it. But it felt real.
You know what? I have a similar experience where I was laid in bed and, I felt something on my head, and a previous person that I used to see used to have a cat who unfortunately passed away, and that cat would never sit on anybody except for me. And when I was laid there, I could feel like, and I could feel a cat on, I swear. And I tell people the story and they're like, what do you mean? I was like, I could feel some pressure on my head. But then when I woke up, there was nothing there. But within myself, I felt like Luna, the cat's name, was there.
Yeah, this was like that. This cat kept appearing that often, and then our cats would just be playing with something that they could see. We just kind of nicknamed it Trevor, and it normalised it then. Because it could have just been a piece of fluff this scene, but it was just so regular. It's like, oh, the cats are playing with Trevor again. Oh, it's Trev, and it just normalises it away.
Yes. Now, during the ghost tours, have you experienced anything, that you thought, ooh, this is different?
Well, Saturday night, I finished and my friend picked me up and we went for a drink afterwards. And as he's like saying, oh, this is my neighbour, he's the guy who does all the ghost tours and the ghost walks. And they're like, oh, okay. And then right at the end, there's 3 glasses at the end of the bar on their own. And then right as he said that, the 3 glasses just spontaneously shattered.
Oh, my days.
With nobody around them. And I'm like, Right, okay.
When something like that happens, do you get scared? Do you get like excited? What is the emotion that you go through?
It's a little bit of all of it, because there's like, I think there's something in human nature, we like to be scared a little bit, like roller coasters, horror films, we've got that in us, so there's a bit of that, there's also an excitement from that. The two kind of run into each other.
100%. Now, you also do ghost tours in the Norton area of Sheffield. Now, tell us a bit about what made you start to do them there.
That was that there's a road there called Bunting Nook. It's only had that name for about 230 years, but the road itself's been there over 900. And for most of that time, even back in the Middle Ages, there's records of this. There's this giant, massive dog that's been seen. It's about the size of a horse, and it's supposedly got eyes that are made of flame. And it's prowling along the road. So you're finding, like, in the church records, like, all of these Middle Ages accounts. And then most recently, I know somebody who claims they saw it as recently as 2017.
No way.
So it's like, ooh. And even, I remember there's a lot of great books from the 80s on ghosts. And it's like Ghost Hunter's Guide to the Sheffield by a lovely lady called Valerie Sele. And if you can track that down, it's great. But she was writing about it. So I remember reading about that story as a kid. And then it's just something and it stuck with me.
Wow. Now, if anybody was thinking, oh, you know what, I would like to come on one, where do we go to find out more?
You can find me. I'm on Facebook and Instagram just under Strange Britain. And I've also got a page, strangebritain.eventbrite.com.
Now, speaking...
So all the details are on there.
Lovely, thank you. Now, speaking of Strange Britain, you have a book called Strange Sheffield. Tell us about that.
Yes, that was sort of the first book I put out. It's just a collection of all local ghost stories. It kind of began life, I was sort of just writing little bits and researching little bits during the lockdowns. You know, as a way, because I was on furlough, and the level of boredom with furlough just is like almost mind-numbing. So it's just something to keep your mind active. So I started sharing these stories around local groups every now, like especially around that Halloween, because that's the Halloween where we all went back into lockdown again.
Yes.
And then that kind of where everything's just spiraled from there.
Oh my goodness. Now, where can we find your book?
The book at the moment's mostly on Amazon, but I'm trying to. I've got an audiobook that should be out in the next few weeks. I've just reviewed that now, which is a bit weird hearing my own words back to me read by somebody else.
I can imagine.
It's a very, very surreal experience.
What's been the response like from your book?
It's done really, really well. Especially, I had an issue where about 1/3 of the first run were made from my error-ridden draft copy rather than the final copy.
Oh,
and even people have been really forgiving about that.
Yeah.
Which I'm very, very lucky about. And from that, I've ended up doing 2 more books, and then I've been filming things for University of Sheffield. I did a book about Manchester, so they had me over to Manchester to film some bits, where I made the mistake of having my hair dyed bright green, and they wanted me to film on a green screen.
Oh, no. What did they have to do?
That didn't go down too well.
No.
Apparently, because it was with the university, they're going to send it to some of the AV students, who then are going to have to try and fix it and change my hair colour first.
No, they can change your hair colour to anything. I think that would be really cool, actually.
Yes, I think they're just going to send me back to brown hair and then try and fix it. I'm like, you didn't tell me. Normally I'd just film in front of like a black background.
Yes.
Because I've dyed them for these walks, because when you're doing ghost walk, there's this tradition where you have to dress like a Victorian with a top hat and a cloak, and that's not really very me, so I don't do that.
Oh.
I have a variety of different suits, like my one tonight's got pumpkins and gravestones and ghosts and things all printed all over it. So it's like a full 3-piece suit, but you can see me a mile off.
I like that. That's very cool. Now, it's going to be our time is almost up, but I also you talked about, doing rescues. And so tell me a bit about why you're so passionate about, rescuing. You're talking about rescuing cats.
Well, my partner and I, we've not got kids. We say that they're our kids. And then I always joke, because when I met her, she had 1 cat. And then on our second date, she had 2 cats. So I should have seen what was coming. But yeah, we just take in the waste and the strays, and we try and do our best for them. Because like at the moment, it was funny. We were walking back from the shops and we were looking after my other half's cousin, and he just spotted this little hedgehog. It was in the middle of the afternoon and struggling, so he ended up bringing it back now, and we've got another hedgehog with us because she was far too young and she had hypothermia. We don't know what happened to Mum, but we've got her checked out with the vets and everything. We've got her fed up, and now she's stinking out the place.
Oh, bless you.
But I think every winter for at least the last 9-10 years, we've had a hedgehog, at least one hedgehog, should I say, over winter that's always ended up coming to us needing help.
Oh, wow.
But nothing smells as bad as a hedgehog, though.
I can imagine.
Believe me, nothing smells as bad as a hedgehog.
A part of me wants to now go find a hedgehog and smell it and see what it smells like and see what I can compare it to. That's Sheffield author, storyteller and ghost walk guide Adrian Finney there on our Monday night social this evening.